Welcome back to Real Geek Media. It is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. It is time for funny and weird news stories. I am Hayden Stoll. I'm here with author Christopher Michael Blake and our special guest, Oshel, aka DJ Metaphor. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
So, who's up for some funny news? Christopher, what do you got for us this week?
Have you guys been following the Pete Diddy trial at all?
I've heard about it.
I honestly, I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys be this is my own headline, by the way. He's one bad apple. That's so
Hold on. We'll get that rim shot for you. Hold on.
Go ahead. You're a little late.
There we go. I wasn't ready for that. Sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. So they had his former employees on the stand, and a disgusting revelation came out this week about what Diddy likes to eat on his cheeseburgers or hamburgers. Any guesses?
Oh,
Go ahead. Let's just shout it out.
he rolls into like a Five Guys and he's going through the toppings and he's like,
no, he
Let me
has
guess.
his personal assistant bring him with him. So
Okay,
he's
well,
not
somebody's
a
got to
menu
order
item.
it. Somebody's
No.
got to order it.
No, they got carrot with them. They
Something
have it ready at all meals, according to what the employee said. Every meal, it's got to be there.
Really?
Yes, and he puts it on the hamburger.
A1 steak sauce.
You are not correct. Not even in the ballpark. Oshel?
A hot dog with a hamburger? I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
Applesauce.
Stop.
Oh,
Applesauce.
Stop. Go no
Who
further.
puts applesauce
oh Lord.
on their hamburger or cheeseburger? To me, that's just revolting.
Maybe it becomes now like the measuring stick for deviant behavior. If you're putting applesauce on your burger, then something's wrong. You're going on the list somewhere.
I can't even begin to fathom that.
I wouldn't even combine that with like steak, like together. I don't know, man. That's
I mean, there's so many things that seem odd since we're just talking about food. Thank goodness we're just talking about food. Like that seems odd.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Oshel. What kind of show is this?
No, yeah. So food, right? I'm like,
you'll find out soon. By the way,
we're talking about food, so it's like, peanut butter. Like, who would have thought? I mean, although bananas and peanut butter, like people say, oh wow, who would eat a banana and a peanut butter? But you know what I'm saying? I mean, so people have different tastes in food. Can't speak to anything else being here, but just as far as food, okay, I'm like, all right.
This next article is by the New York Post, and this is the actual headline: Amazon driver caught with her pants down in ring footage after families find stomach-turning deliveries on porch. And the article goes, she was pulling double duty. A mischievous Amazon delivery driver got the axe after she was caught on home surveillance video relieving herself on two front porches while dropping off packages in Los Angeles. Yeah, the gross stunt took place Sunday in city's Woodland Hills home with the unnamed driver caught literally with her pants down. They got a picture of her with her pants down.
That's
dropping
like
the deuce
on the porch.
On the porch.
At least going by a tree.
Well,
I mean, I can understand. Listen, you're on the road, you're delivering packages. You gotta go. But that is the choice you made.
That's crazy. That's.
I would be livid if I came home and I saw.
And they said the person. I probably shouldn't even. But they went to the bathroom. Was it number one or number two?
I gotta assume it was number two. I mean, that's what I would think. Say.
And so it's like, because part of me wants to think, well, either way, it doesn't matter what. Like, there's no justification for that. You're like, oh, I've been driving 10 hours. I really gotta go to the bathroom. You go somewhere else. Like Hayden said, somewhere else, not on some. Like what?
Not there.
Not right in front of the person's property when you drop off the. Anywho, I'm sorry. Please continue.
This was on Mother's Day, by the way.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Oh wow.
Was she a mother herself?
Yeah. I don't know. That Yeah, this it was a sickening bowel movement. So yeah, obviously it was number two.
Oh wow.
That's great.
Oshel, we're happy to have you here at Real Geek Media.
Yeah, let me. I digress.
Do you want to tell us about Lion and Lamb?
No, not
That's
now.
the segue of the year there, Bob Costas.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm a digital DJ. This territory is unfamiliar to me. I'm gonna put this disclaimer out here. I stepped into the void. I'm sorry, y'all.
We gotta go get him, Chris. We gotta rescue him.
No, but so I just a digital DJ. Oh wow. So do audio visual services and music. Sometimes parodies, but nothing to the extent of what's going on in this news at this time. But and it's at lambandlionmusic.com, like the two animals, LAMBANDLION music.com. So you can find geeky music there, like Soul Calibur stuff and Marvel vs. Capcom, some G1 Transformer videos and things like that. And actually, we also have a more serene album that we just finished called Lamb and Lion Worship Experience, because I am a worshiper of God, of the Bible, Yahweh. And so we have that in there, and maybe some poignant songs that may be able to touch some people from a spiritual perspective who maybe need some hope or encouragement. So I encourage you to listen to that album as well as the others, and so that's mainly what I do. And you can follow me there and subscribe, and also on YouTube at OSHALHIG, first and last name at OSHALHIG is Oshel High on YouTube, and I'll be posting videos there as well.
This next article is from, again, New York Post. Hayden, imagine, if you will, you're a business owner and you have homeless encampments outside your door, deterring your business. People don't want to go into your business because of the enormous homeless population out front on the street. What would you do to deter them?
Crack the fire hydrant, hook a hose up, sweep the street.
That could be a little time consuming, and
Oh, listen. Clears a path to my
ideas. What you would do possibly
for me. So that's a very interesting, poignant point, and I'll say this because, I guess I'll have to bring a little more, not that I have to, but a little more seriousness of thought to it, because I got a chance, was blessed to be able to travel this nation, 30 states and 27 capitals, and in that area, the amount of homelessness that I saw in a number of areas was staggering. So it gives me a bit of a different perspective. Even in Hawaii one time, the amount, not that it was vast, but you never think sometimes, Hawaii, sunshine, palm tree. But so in Colorado, there were encampments, not to call them out, but of homeless even around the camp, like encampments. And so while I would definitely probably set things in order to try to deter them from being there, I would be the type of person to also try to set up something to help them, to be in a different location and not just on the streets. So my passion in my heart is really for people, since I do ministry as well. So I'm always actually going to people, ministering, trying to help them, and not necessarily always with money, but with food but opportunity. How can we get this person somewhere else? So I would kind of be looking at it from those perspectives, as well as setting up things so that to help so there's not that way.
I believe you and the business owner here in this next story have something in common, that they want these people to go somewhere else.
Got you.
However, they took it as a different way. They also played music for these people. However, they decided to play the most annoying music that you could possibly find 24/7. And what is the most annoying song of all time, Oshel?
The most annoying song of all time. That's a hard one there. I don't.
I disagree. This one was pretty obvious once I read it. I was like, yeah, I can see this.
The most.
How about Baby Shark?
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark, da 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 da. Baby Shark, da 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 da. Baby Shark, da 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 da. Baby Shark.
Okay.
You got to wear the title when you sing that song.
But, hold on. Where's that at? Yeah. No. But, so, this again, New York Post, Los Angeles business owner blasts Baby Shark on repeat to ward off homeless encampments. A Los Angeles business owner has found a novel way to keep homeless people from camping near his building by playing a children's song in an annoying loop. One of the women who lives in the encampment next door to the building said they played Baby Shark all night long. They're doing everything they can to make us move or drive us crazy, and it's driving people crazy. And they have a loudspeaker pointed directly at the encampment, which keeps her and others up all night long. We can't sleep. We can't get housing. We can't eat. And now they're trying to drive us crazy with children's music. But Shalom Styles, who owns the barbershop, Styles Barber Lounge, around the corner from the business, told the outlet they aren't trying to be mean or insensitive, but they have a business to run and are just trying to survive. It's not always about being kind, because when people are taken away from business and all the stores are going out of business, we're here trying to survive and trying to put up for our families. So, tough situation for all there.
Yeah.
But Hayden, next time you're out there working, just play Baby Shark.
Keep my JBL speaker, crank some Baby Shark.
Hayden, what's the most dangerous sexual thing you've ever done?
Dangerous?
Activity, yes.
Dangerous.
Like Mission Impossible type dangerous.
I mean, I don't know if it's ever gotten into the realm of dangerous. I don't know if I can answer that.
Oshel, any thoughts? What's the most dangerous activity?
You're not good.
Not
This
good. Not
one
good.
time-
Not good.
I've ever done is not be obedient to God's will.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so for me,
Also
it's not.
from the New York Post here.
Oh,
This
Post.
dangerous bedroom activity can go from fun to deadly. Any guesses on what that would possibly be? I'll give you a hint.
Go ahead.
Strangulation.
Oh,
Yes, nearly a third of young Australians are engaging for pleasure in a sexual act that can go from fun to deadly in a matter of seconds.
Now, I do have something to say to
Go
that
ahead.
when you get whenever.
Go ahead.
So, like for me, not to knock anybody's taste or anything like that, but that now when we were talking about earlier with the whole PDD thing and is there something strange, like that's borderline and really is, in my opinion, abuse. Like, even though people say, I feel like that's not, I don't think that was ever intended to be part of your practice with your mate, you know what I'm saying? And in terms of intimacy, that's just my take on it. So you might want to leave your hands to yourself off of your neck, somebody's neck, and you know.
Look, I can't sit there and say I had never choked during that kind of activity. So I am be within the 75% of people. But that is just me. I am just, okay, I guess New York Post, and I'm just saying that I would happen to fall into a wild and crazy guy. So, yeah. But
oh my.
yeah, so commonly referred to as choking cannot be performed safely during sex. Police, doctors, and researchers have said that the practice isn't new. Gen Z's increased acceptance of it as a part and parcel of normal sex has become a central concern for experts.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is
Glad I'm not growing up right now.
Yeah, you and me both.
So here we go. These are the accurate numbers here. Of those who had engaged in choking during sex, 12.5% said it had been with permission.
What's the age range on this?
Gen Z.
Gen Z, which is 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
Or is that-
20 to 29, I guess, somewhere in there. That
Alright.
sounds about right? Because millennial would be like 30s, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm aging
So
myself.
it's in the same age range of interesting.
Yeah. 12.5 said 12% said it had been with permission versus 2.3% who said it had been without. So I'm sitting there thinking, what about the other, I don't know, 81%?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of that Sean Connery, Wesley Snipes Rising Sun movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where she liked to get choked.
I remember
She
that.
died.
She
Yeah.
died. She got killed.
Well, exposed to the
remember
body.
that movie.
She was still alive and then she was murdered. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Maybe, I'm always one for putting the warning labels out here on things. So here we go. They say, irrespective of consent
Warning.
or lack thereof, the harms and risks associated with strangulation are well documented. Everything from the immediate bruising or swelling to the neck, blurred vision, dizziness or lightheadedness, difficulty swallowing to long term. But however, this sex trend seems to be sweeping college campuses, and young men are at risk of death. So I guess it's actually the men who are being choked. Yeah.
I don't understand.
See,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this again. I don't think that was the intent behind that interaction and encounter when two people come together. I'm just putting that out there, and I'm gonna sit back and listen.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're saying that about 30% of 18 to 29-year-olds have engaged in strangulation during sex. This is in Australia, by the way, so take that for what it is. All right.
The toilet spins the other way down there, so yeah.
It's a beautiful country if you ever get the opportunity to go.
You know, I'm gonna just bring this up real quickly. You know, like nowadays, and I don't know if this is relatable, but where people they have this thing where people are, I guess they're training to slap one another.
I need to hear more about this, Oshel. Tell me about this one.
No, so people are being trained to like just stand there.
Yeah,
and
it's like a sporting event.
Brace themselves. It's becoming a sport. Brace themselves, and then someone's just 1, 2, 3, and just as hard as you can.
Isn't that Squid Games?
Yeah, it and so it's becoming something. And the reason why I bring this up is, now, mind you, the other interaction is natural, and I believe meant to come together personally, me in marriage or consummation, all those things, but it reminds me like when some people are bored or you don't know, or you're seeking some other feeling, you know what I'm saying, of fulfillment or addition to something, and you take it to a level that it's like, then I think to myself anyway, did you really need to go to that level? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you really need to go that far? It just makes me think along those lines. So it's like, I mean, like, just in comparison, people like, you're training to be slapped. I'm not saying people are training to be choked, but you're willingly saying, go ahead and choke me. Like, no. At least in my mind is like, so it just came to my mind real quick, or just a thought like, do we need to cross that line? So I don't know.
In my case, Social, yes, we do.
I digress.
I'm telling you, we do.
I was just addressing it.
Look, I am willing to try anything almost once with my eyes closed.
Are you willing to try the applesauce on that hamburger?
No, that I'm not. I draw the line somewhere. New York Post again. Mm-hmm. Is it possible that McDonald's has medicinal purposes? McDonald's food. What do you think?
Medicinal purposes?
Yes. Can it be healthy for you at some point in your life?
I don't.
Is there anything on that menu that's gonna like cure you of some ailments?
I mean, it'll make me stop being hungry when I eat it. Outside of that, I don't really think there's any doctor's going to prescribe a Big Mac to solve your ulcer.
Big Mac to solve your.
Well, hold on now. People swear by this McDonald's migraine hack in order to relieve their pain. It's immediately cured. So, they're loving it. People on TikTok are claiming that a specific McDonald's order is helping them cure their migraines. And they're calling it and dubbing it the migraine meal. And what this is a large Coke drink, a large order of fries, and many sufferers online can't get enough of this combo. So they've had over 3 million views on TikTok, which shows a girl in a fast food drive-thru with the overlay text reading, "Try McDonald's fries and a Diet Coke because I've had a headache for 48 hours. And TikTok said this would help."
Interesting.
So now, what do you think? Would this actually possibly work? If you have a migraine and you're suffering this for 48 hours, I can't imagine.
I mean, you got to think it's something more related to food and not specifically McDonald's that is triggering something. Not specifically.
Maybe they were
McDonald's.
Hungry.
Right. Like maybe you were just hungry. I got to stop at Wawa.
Get a
bag of chips.
But outside of that, I'm like, okay, it's still making you, I won't say, we won't say unhealthy, right? But it's not making you healthy. So let's put it that way. So I don't know if there's anything, you know, I would just say maybe they were hungry.
So we got two different fields of experts here.
Hmm.
The first is the TikTok community, because I love to read the responses.
Noted field of expertise.
Oh,
TikTok
absolutely.
community.
And the first one says, it's my go-to. I take my migraine meds, a sip of Diet Coke, and my pain goes away. I crave salt. Another Redditor said, not a Diet Coke, a full sugar Coke plus ibuprofen and something salty. And then it says, what?
I just see him like cracking open the capsule into the soda and mixing it around.
Hey, what are you doing with these capsules? I don't know. I don't know. Worry about you. However, Dr. David Walker, MD, told Very Well Health, caffeine can actually help migraines in the short-term therapy, so it isn't too surprising that caffeine in Coca-Cola itself is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So, migraines are often caused by a deficiency of minerals such as sodium, and the salt on the fries can supposedly act as a source of electrolytes. So maybe there is something to McDonald's actually being healthy.
So question there. Couldn't they get the salt and the sodium from somewhere else?
Why would you
Still have
take
those
away
good
from
food?
McDonald's at this point?
I'm
We're here to.
sorry. I mean, I sometimes I logically think. I'm sorry. Like, couldn't you eat something?
You need to stop
healthier?
this logical thinking. We don't need to. We don't need to. It's like that Mad Men commercial that's always
Space
playing.
Body Man right now.
It's like, tell us about your cigarettes. Well, you know, they're like everybody else's. They're poison. No, but how do you make them? Oh, they're toasted. Toasted. McDonald's cures headaches. That's all we need to put on this
All you need to
wrapper
know.
today. Oh, may cure your migraine.
Who cares what happened to you in 10 years if you keep eating it? It's just as long as you're
But as long as
Oh,
you
look.
felt good that day and you didn't have a headache after.
right.
I think people would trade that off. I think some people would. We talked about this a little bit before coming on this last episode here with the Fan Expo in Philadelphia that Mel Gibson and Danny Glover were going to be there. And sure enough, the New York Post covered that. And they start this off with, they're not too old for this shit. Lethal Weapon co-stars Mel Gibson, 69, and Danny Glover, 78, reminded fans of the iconic catchphrase featured in all four films when they reunited over the weekend at the Fan Expo in Philadelphia. And apparently they go on to discuss that Lethal Weapon 5 is currently in production. And Mel Gibson is set to direct after Richard Donner passed away. What do you guys think about this?
Now this I can answer. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This I can answer.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
But so I personally think they should get two other people to do it, and they should direct it and maybe have a nudge in it or a piece in it. But I mean, that's just my thought. Like, I was going to ask you guys earlier, actually, without you even mentioning this before. I don't even what did you all think about the Lethal Weapon series on TV?
Yeah.
Which I thought I liked it personally overall.
Did they kill off Riggs in that show?
They sure did, and I was
What
like,
a
wow,
wild choice.
that was wild. I don't know what happened there. I was like, why that just blew? I was like, man, so that just threw everything in the this other guy in there. I'm like, But I thought it was cool. But I personally would like. I mean, my first thought is, okay, two other actors or two other people. You know what I mean? And do the same show. That's my thought.
I think. I mean, we get to a point where we see these things where they keep bringing back like the old actors for one last hurrah. Now, each of those Lethal Weapon movies, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are fun movies, right? You got good action. You have a lot of banter and witty, exchanges between characters. Good story overall over all the movies. Do we need another one? It can only serve to ruin it. Like when if you look at Toy Story 3, I mean, that's your send-off movie, right? If you guys have seen Toy Story 3, that's your send-off movie. Like they're going down into the pit. They're all like thinking about their lives and everything. And like, that is it. Then they went out and did Toy Story 4. I couldn't tell you what happened. Right. Like it's not memorable to me at all.
Mm.
Then they're doing another one just because it's a name recognition. Let's bring people back. It's going to make some money. Oh, look, Danny Glover's back. Oh, look, Mel Gibson's back and he's going to direct. I mean, at some point, I don't disagree with you, Oshel. Sometimes you got to turn the reins over or just create a new property in and of itself and do a buddy cop action movie, right? You're basically banking on the Lethal Weapon name at this point. And, you know, it's I like Danny Glover. I like Mel Gibson. The last thing I remember seeing Danny Glover in was Jumanji 2, and he was old in that.
He's walking around with a cane in this Fan Expo.
Man,
so I don't see how he's doing.
It turns into like elder abuse at some point. You got to prop him up and put him in a movie. Like, do we really need that?
You know,
like, let the guy go off into the sunset and enjoy his life with his grandkids. He's got to make another movie. Does he really need to make another movie?
I mean, do you think they're going to do it? Quick question: where they're like other characters that really are more taking the action sequences, and they're more the, you know, like mentor to these.
They're the captains now,
right? Something like that,
yeah,
like
lieutenant or
that, you know. And then I think that would be kind of cool. And it's sort of this, you know. And then if they decide to do another one, okay, these other guys are, you know. But I wonder if they're going to do that, especially based on the potential, as you said, Chris, about their physical condition, you know, potential physical condition, which we're all human beings. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you might be able to run as fast as you used to, and wheel me rigs, you know, you ain't gonna be able to do all that and go dive underwater and all that. So you know what I mean, like, so
that's a good one. I like that.
Back, they're gonna go back to be more the mentors, and you know that from that perspective.
I could see that 100%. Like they could work it in some way to pass the torch.
Right.
But here's the other issue too. You say
Butters,
Mel Gibson's
retirement home, Butters.
You said Mel Gibson's going to direct. You know, he's doing the sequel to The Passion of the Christ. Like, when's he going to fit this in? We do have some comments in the chat from Noli D about Danny Glover owns the Real News Network, and my boss seen him in the office not long ago. He's old as fuck. He's a good director, though. Thank you, Noli.
We appreciate the comments.
You know, but yeah, like he's doing the sequel to Passion of the Christ that was just announced. So, like, when's he going to find time to do this? He's how old? How old is Mel Gibson?
69.
So he's almost
and 70. Danny Glover's 78.
Yeah, like it's just. But then you look at like Ridley Scott, who puts 2 movies out a year, and he's like 90. So what do I know?
Oh, you know,
quality be damned. I'm making 2 movies a year.
Hell hath no punishment like a woman scorned. Is that what it is, Oshel?
I don't know. That's not a scripture, but yeah, I guess there's one about a contentious woman, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, here we go. 24
from the Book of Christopher.
Right.
That's going to be your next book, Chris. That's your next book, The Book of Christopher.
24-year-old woman set friend on fire for making misogynistic remarks. An Australian woman allegedly lit her longtime friend on fire because he made a misogynistic remark during a wild night of partying. Corby Jean. Oh, thank you. Hell has no fear like a woman scorned. Thank you. Oh, so I'm reading the comments. It's
there you go. There you go.
Corby Jean Walpole, 24, pleaded guilty in an Albury District Court to the arson attack on Jake Loader, 23, saying she felt overwhelmed by his antagonistic yeah, thank you. Behavior throughout the night before she finally set off by a sexist remark he made during a house party. Now, I should say that both these people were pretty loaded. So, Loader, this is the comment that set everything off. The guy tells the girl, you should be in the kitchen making scones. And if you can't handle drinking with the boys, then, you know, you need to leave. And this sends her into a total rage where she grabs a gallon of gasoline from the garage and then douses this guy with this flammable substance and then waves a lighter at him. And what do you think his comment is? Go on, do it. You won't dare.
Uh-oh.
And she did.
Yeah, there you go.
And apparently, before he said the go on and do it remark, he was also high up on cocaine at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for. Loader sustained burns to 55% of his body and had some of his sweat glands burned off. He was put in a medically induced coma for 8 days after the attack.
Oof.
He required 10 operations and spent 74 days in a burn unit. And he cannot go out into the sun.
How long was the coma? He was in coma for 8 days?
I believe it was 8 days, yes.
Good God.
Yeah. The aggressor told the court that she'd been abusing drugs and alcohol since a breakup and regretted the heartless act. And she apologized.
Say the last part again. She had been on alcohols and what did you say? I'm sorry.
Alcohol and drugs.
Yeah.
So
we have two key things that you mentioned here that unfortunately that they were both on drugs and alcohol. And it's funny, I just did something the other day where I was talking because I do like mentorship or studies and stuff like that, and talking about drugs, the effect, or it was like something about drugs and alcohol. It was like beware of alcohol. I think it's actually a scripture. Like at the end, when it swirls or something like the glass swirls at the end, it'll bite in the end, and you'll see things that like they talk about hallucinations and things like that, or say things that you wish you wouldn't have said or regret. And so like just some being out of on that stuff will make you do stuff. Sometimes it's like okay. That you can't take back sometimes. So,
have we all seen Sweeney Todd?
I've heard of it. I didn't see it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If you haven't seen the one with Johnny Depp, by the way, it's amazing. I highly recommend it. Schultz, fantastic to watch. This is a page right out of there from New York Post. French pizza chef confesses to killing reclusive man, then chopping up and cooking his body in a pot of vegetables. A French restaurant owner confessed to killing a recluse during a botched robbery and then chopping up the man's body and cooking parts of it in a pot of vegetables to try to cover his tracks. So imagine somebody breaks into your house and you're like, well, yeah, we kind of killed this guy. What do you want to do with him today? He might taste pretty well. Yeah, he looks pretty good. We got to eat this guy.
Oh, yeah. That's the first thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Who's hungry? Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Philip Schneider. Put this on the McDonald's menu, right? Here's my drink. Why not? Philip Schneider, 69, and his partner, Natalie Cabuse, 45, are both on trial for their alleged involvement in the murder of 60-year-old Georges Meekler, who disappeared in 2023. The alleged killer came up and said, I can no longer keep this a secret. What I'm going to tell you is horrific. And that after they caught the robber, they tied him up and gagged him, but then he died of suffocation by accident. Oh, yeah. So then the pizza chef says, well, we need to do something with this body. So we burned his head, his hands, and his feet. And we left the pieces all throughout the area and inside his own van. But then we tried cooking parts of his body in a pot of vegetables in line with a religious ritual he learned in Nepal to cover the smell.
Oh my God. This is horrible.
This story is just getting like one bad idea after the next.
Another man on trial, a 25-year-old gravedigger, allegedly roped in as an accomplice, said he was ordered to cook the meat until it falls off the bone and to tell anyone who asked questions that it was for food for the dog. Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah. Anybody hungry?
No.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the latest scam that's going to be coming out soon? I have a feeling this is going to be taking over in the next 10 years here in America. It's a shame. This is from the UK Daily Mail. Low-cost airlines will officially launch standing-only seats in 2026 after finally passing safety evaluations.
Are these like seats that are more upright? Well, yeah.
Think about being on a roller coaster.
I can't imagine. Like you're flying like a 6-hour flight being strapped to that thing.
They're saying 2 hours and under for these seats.
2 hours and under.
But still,
And when the plane goes upside down, you put your hands up. And...
You know, people can't even sit in their right seats anymore. They like steal other people's seats and their assignments. And it's like, well, no, I paid for that seat over there. And you want me to sit all the way in the back? Or so I just don't. I mean, for me, this is a total money grab by these airlines to fit more people.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much spacing's in between these seats. I mean, that's outrageous.
But it begs the question, because when you go and to the airlines now, if your bag is a pound over, you're paying another $150 for your luggage. So if you're packing more people in there, how are you going to charge me $150 more for a pound over piece of luggage if you're trying to get 40 more people on this flight?
How much money would you expect to save off your ticket?
A lot.
Give
If
me the
I'm going to
number.
be like,
If the normal ticket's 150, you would
I
pay
mean, I would-
for a standing seat. It would be
80.
80. Osha, what do you think?
Of 150, I mean, you would expect, I think, around that amount, something like that. But I'm assuming that it's probably like 20 bucks off or something like.
Hayden was actually almost on the money. It's
Okay.
they're saying 50% less than standard economy seats.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, listen, I would rather they offer like carbon freezing and throw me with the luggage instead of this.
Look, they can't get the dog not to die on the airplane. You really want to get in that little carrier and go in the back? Come on. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Last story of the night here. This is out of New Jersey itself, so I feel very proud, guys. NewYorkPost.com.
We made it. We made it.
Almost.
I was like,
Almost.
Hold on. Let me get that round of applause going. Okay, Christopher, continue.
Picture, if you will, you have your own prostitution ring operating out of a massage parlor here in New Jersey.
You know, a nice realistic scenario.
This is from New York Post. It happens. Where would you hide your money?
In the parlor?
Anyway, I mean, where would you hide your money? Any idea? I mean, Osha, what would you do if you had a bunch of money laying around that you?
I'll
really
leave
explain
it
to
to
the IRS.
I'm gonna leave the last one to y'all. I'm gonna.
So what's the scenario again? Give me that again.
You
Give me
have
that
a
again.
prostitution ring that you're running out of a massage parlor.
Right.
And you have all this excess money. Like it's the Walter White scenario.
I was just going to quote Breaking Bad.
You open up the
Right. I got to open up a car wash.
self storage.
You launder the money.
The money. Well, that's one way to do it. However, this person decided to come up with a brand new thing to do with their money.
Oh,
And they decided to hide it inside a giant teddy bear inside the parlor. Yes.
The teddy bear inside the parlor. Oh,
Yeah.
just a stuffed animal?
Yes, a giant one.
Huh.
And the owner of an illicit New Jersey spa was busted on prostitution charges after police raided her racy business and home, seizing luxury goods, a Tesla, and a teddy bear stuffed with $600,000 in cash. Daniela Delenio, 47, and 4 other women were arrested Thursday when cops stormed Bliss Spa in Edison in a coordinated takedown following a year-long undercover operation.
Interesting.
Probe targeted Daniela's home, where detectives seized $650,000 in cash, including the hefty sum sewn inside of a cuddly toy. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, you can't think of any place. This is
yeah.
a toy, by the way, in case
That
you were
was-
wondering.
Oh,
You can't think of anything more original to hide the money in, like in a wall.
but they looked at that bear. They actually looked at that thing and said, oh, "Put it in the bear," and they were like, "Yes." That I don't get it.
Yeah, the amount of cash seized and elaborate concealment methods used to show just how sophisticated and profitable these illegal operations can be. We will continue our efforts to rid our community of these establishments. Can you imagine being the undercover officer having to go there? Where are you going today, honey? I got to go to work today, honey. I got to, we got that undercover operation going on. It's a big case. I'm here for the special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
My goodness.
that's all I got for the news tonight, guys. Unless you guys want bonus, I have bonus content, but I don't think Oshal's going to talk about it.
I'll be the bear, man. I'm going to exit stage left. No,
I can tell you about the 30 medical school teacher who dressed like a woman to try to get access to the homecoming dance. I could,
Oh my.
Oh yeah, you don't want to know about all that. He's bugging me. I can't let him go. Oshel, tell us where we can find you again for the fans out there for sticking
right
with.
now. I might be low. I don't know where you can find me right now. I don't know where you can find me. I'm somewhere else. No, but you can find. Thank you guys again for having me on in general at lambandlionmusic.com. That's LAMBANDLIONMUSIC, lambandlionmusic.com. So again, I'm a musician, being that I sing, I rap, I write songs, songwriter, all those things. So I believe God's given me that gift by his grace. So and usually something to encourage you, man. Just based on what you guys said earlier, I don't know who heard the first half or not, but I think I'm going to repost because I had an album specifically touching on emotional trauma, also dealing with suicidal thoughts and depression, specifically in regard to that. I think I'm going to repost that in the next day or so, either this evening or whatever time it is, this evening or tomorrow. So hopefully can be helpful to someone. Maybe you're going through, maybe it can give you, a sense that, hey, you're not alone. Just like we talked about on the movie, earlier and everything like that, as far as the Thunderbolts. And also you can follow me on YouTube at OSHALHIGH. And speaking of inspiration, if you follow my Instagram, which is also listed on Bandcamp under my bio, under DJ Metaphor, it's just simply DJ and then META a hyphen and then the number 4. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always posting inspirational stuff. Like sometimes you might be having a bad day, so it's something usually to encourage you, to strengthen you, and to help you to get through, as Chris put earlier, the feeling of stepping in that dog poo, what it may feel like for you on certain days, and to get to a place where you're feeling like you're clean and you're okay, I can move another inch. And like I said, I believe that God does all that and can help you through that. So I try to put that in my music and my posts, man.
Is your business looking for an affordable way to attract new clients? Real Geek Media and Entertainment is now offering sponsorships on their podcasts and websites. Hayden, what's our current sponsorship rate right now? If you wanted to run commercials here for the month,
$30.
Now you can't buy a Big Mac Happy Meal and solve your migraine problem for less than $30. I'm telling you that now. Consider running an advertisement during one of our podcast shows. Visit realgeekmedia.com. Click on the links for sponsor us, advertise with us, or donate here to get started. Again, that's www.realgeekmedia, RealGeekmedia.com. Hayden, you got anything else?
That's all I got. Thank you, Oshel, for being with us, sticking out the funny and weird news stories. We hope to have you back sometime. It was a pleasure meeting you and talking with you and sharing your thoughts on Thunderbolts as well as some of these
Following you there, DJ
Oh,
Metaphor. I got you.
There you go. But again, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you again. For those of you who watched and enjoyed and liked what you saw, please please subscribe. If you did not like, we appreciate you taking the time to watch the show. Christopher, anything?
Munich, 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, we're doing Steven Spielberg's Munich. I haven't seen it in a while, and I'm excited to watch that.
It's a great movie. I haven't watched it in a while either. But I got a feeling that Oshel took the belt this week. That's why I got the feeling I'm walking out of here like saying, there's no way I'm walking out of this.
Oh, yeah.
That belt. That's what I'm thinking.
We'll see.
But
I appreciate you guys for having me on. Thanks again, and definitely love talking about the Thunderbolts and just sharing my thoughts and opinions, and just me being able to let people know what I do and that God loves them as well. So never feel hopeless. Like that movie Galaxy Quest, one of my favorite movies. Never give up, never surrender. Right, Commander Taggart. So remember that, and you guys have a wonderful evening and going into the morning for everybody that's listening and watching.
Thank you.